in January 1994, Nigeria started the implementation of value-added tax, VAT. The goal was to make non-oil revenue a significant source of money for the budget. However, in the last 25 years, oil remains the major source of earnings for the Federation. The Minister of Finance, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, has confirmed that from the 1st of February, a new value-added tax rate of 7.5% will replace the current rate of 5%. There have been mixed reactions about the implications of the higher VAT rate on consumers, but little has been said about which states will benefit more from the high rate. Now, to discuss the implications of VAT at the state level with me is Mr. Babajide Ogunsowo, Channel Television's Data and Information Consultant. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Millicent.
All right, now, who are the major beneficiaries, or should I say the real beneficiaries of the higher VAT?
You know, I'd like to take it from this example. The Bureau of Statistics tells us that we have 102 million adults in Nigeria. Majority of these adults will be the ones to pay this additional VAT. But the question on the lips of Nigerians is, after they pay all of this value-added tax, how will this money be shared? So let us assume that the VAT that will be paid by all of the adult Nigerians this year comes to, for purposes of this discussion, 1 million naira. But here's how the Constitution says that 1 million naira should be shared. The federal government will earn only 15%, 150,000 naira. The local governments will earn 35%, 350,000 naira. In other words, half of all the VAT will go to the states. And so the real emphasis and the real beneficiaries of the value-added tax is the 36 states, because they will get, excuse me, half of the money. And the evidence we have today shows that 10 states account for half of all the money that has been collected or that will be collected from VAT. So let's take a look at these 10 states and ask ourselves, why are these 10 states collecting most of the money? Number one on that list is Lagos. In 2019, for instance, Lagos earned over 100 billion naira from value-added tax. In other words, Lagos earned more money from value-added tax than all the states in the Northwest, North Central, Northeast, South combined. Here's the reason. Kano, Oyo, Rivers, Kaduna, Katsina, Delta, Jigawa, Bauchi, Ogun states, even though they earn a lot of money from value-added tax, the monies from value-added tax are not distributed equally. They are distributed based, some of that money is distributed equally, but a lot of that money is distributed based on the size of your population and how much value-added tax was generated in your states. And so the reason why Lagos State is number one on that rank is because of high population and a lot of VAT is generated from Lagos State.
Perhaps another question on the minds of a lot of people is if the higher VAT will have a negative impact on businesses.
That perhaps will be answered by economists who like to focus on the marginal propensity to consume. But in the layman's terms, two things will happen. There are some businesses that will have lower sales, that is a fact, and some businesses will have no significant change. But here's the opportunity for businesses because of the higher rate. This is the time for businesses to become more innovative. And so even though businesses might see a decline in their sales, for businesses that show innovation and are able to manage and lower their costs, they will survive. But at the end of the day, it's the higher VAT will be going to states that generate more and states that create a lot of opportunities, especially productivity. And also we know there's the political side to VAT. You know, people talk about restructuring. I think for the president and his team, this is a big leap towards financial restructuring, because from 5% to 7.5%, most of that money goes to the states. Indeed, 85% of that money goes to the states and the local
So
governments.
another key thing is also accountability.
Yes, accountability. What you will expect is a lot of consumers are saying, why should we pay for this higher VAT? And what the government needs to do is to boost confidence. We need to, especially that we are still looking at two major elections this year. We have Edo State and we have Ondo State. What we'll expect, for instance, is for candidates that come out in that election to have blueprints for productivity, to be able to boost confidence among citizens, and to also be able to show that money will be well used. But you know, in the final words of final analysis, as I would say, let's remember the words of Winston Churchill. He says that any nation that tries to spend or tries to tax its way to prosperity is like a man who stands in a bucket trying to lift himself up with the handle. And so what this means is that, yes, the higher VAT will provide additional revenue, especially to the states, but what the government needs to do is to ensure that it has a blueprint to grow consumer confidence and to grow business confidence.
And that's exactly what I was going to ask you. I mean, some people are wary about, most people worry about paying tax. So how will government, move people to making sure that they pay their tax and also restore that confidence?
And so if we want to be practical, if there's one recommendation I would make, it is that all states' government in every quarter, every state must publish how it uses its value-added tax. That is one major leap towards accountability, showing and making it public. This is how we've used the VAT in our state. That is one big step to boosting confidence and getting more people to pay tax. But let's look at it from another perspective, and that is, if we're to score the transparency in how VAT has been used in the past, and if we take a look at that, will we say it's a goal over the bar or hit the bar? And based on the evidence we have today, that no state makes public how it uses its VAT, it is not a goal, but it hit the bar. What we'll expect is, now that the new VAT will kick off from the 1st of February, let's get states to be accountable and let them publish how this money will be used.
All right, we appreciate your analysis on the subject.
Can I have my money back?
Well, Engineer Gustavo, you put it there.
I need that to pay my VAT.
Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure is all mine.